Hello everyone, welcome back to Techie Pintu channel. In this video, we are kicking off a brand new mini series on how to use OpenAI API, the same tool which is used behind the ChatGPT. Whether you are building a custom smart assistant, a chatbot, or generating a response, knowing how to call OpenAI API is a game changer. So today in this video, I will walk you through step-by-step process of how to set up API key, how to install OpenAI library and make your first API call to generate a response right inside your Python application. So without further ado, let's dive in. Here we are on a VS Code, but before we write any code into VS Code, let me tell you one thing. OpenAI is not free anymore. To generate a response using OpenAI API, we have to have an API key. So to create an API key, you have to go to OpenAI website. I have given this link into the description and comment section. You can just copy and paste it. When you come to this URL, it will ask you to log in or sign up. I have already logged in using my account. Once you are logged in, you will see different options such as logs, traces, assistant, this usage and API key. You have to come on this API key. Here it is asking you to create a new secret key. Now you can click on create a new secret key, give any name, YT test1, let it be a default project, click on create secret key. Okay, see, this API key has been created, but this is only one time visible. Now you have to copy it because it says you won't be able to view it again. So once it is generated, instead of clicking on done, you must copy this one and save it somewhere. Let me save it here in, but you can save it anywhere you want right now and then click on done. So now as you see, this is the name, this is the secret key, this is when you created, last used, never, and this is your name and etc. Now there is another tab called usage. In this usage tab, you can see the usage, how many times someone has hit your API, what is the token cost, like total tokens, total requests and etc. Now this is free, it won't work in your account if you do not pay money for it. So if you are doing any project, you can ask client to pay the money and generate a key, or maybe you can ask your friend to borrow the key for testing purpose, but you have to pay the money, otherwise it won't work. You can create it for free, but you won't be able to use it. I have a paid key, so it will work for me. So once you have created an API key, let's head to the VS Code. Okay, so here we are on a VS Code. Now as you can see, I have created this directory OpenAI series. So let's first create a file. I have created OpenAI basic setup. As you know, in Python we have to create virtual environment before installing anything. I have deactivated old VNV. Now we are going to create a fresh new VNV here in this directory OpenAI series. Python 3 m VNV, activate the VNV. And now we have activated the VNV, so we are going to install the OpenAI library. pip3 install OpenAI. Since we have installed OpenAI library, now only thing remaining is writing the code. But how do you know what to write? So we don't have to do anything. We can just go to the OpenAI platform's official documentation and we can copy the code from there to our VS Code. So let's go to the Google and go to the OpenAI platform. OpenAI API documentation. Okay, this is the first link. Just click on that. Okay, this is the introduction page, but we are interested into this chat completion. Click here and click on create chat completion, or maybe just click on this quick start. Yeah, there we are. So there are two things. Either you can directly come to this URL or you can just come here on this page from the Google. But either way, now here on the right side you will see two options. One is response, another one is chat completion. Now response, as it says that it's built for agent and tools, but right now we are not learning agents or tools. We want to know how to integrate the OpenAI API key. So we are just going to use this chat completion API. Now whenever you read any blog or refer any video, they always going to say this API is a chat completion API. So keep that in mind as an extra note. So what we have to do, just select the Python. If it is a JavaScript on your system, then select it to Python. We just copy this code, come to the VS Code and paste it as it is, simple, and save the file. Now here I'm going to change model to 4.0. You can keep it 4.12, doesn't matter, but I'm just changing it GPT 4.0, sounds good. So, and the content is write a one-line sentence bedtime story about a unicorn. Now this content is the one you type in chatgpt.com. Generally when you use chatgpt.com, you write anything, this is what it is, and it comes under the role of user. I'm not going to explain what are this role and content right now because this is the basic setup, so we are just going to run it. Now if you try to run this code, it won't run because it is just a code, but it does not know which API to use to generate a response, because if you do not provide any API key, it will give you an error. So what we can do, we can go to this library class, go to definition and select this API key parameter, close the file and come here in OpenAI class and define this API key. Now this API key will have the value of your API key which you just created. So whatever API key you created in the previous step, just paste it here. But what I did, I pasted into .env file. This is what standard practice is. So I have provided OpenAI API key. This key I will be deleting after this video, so even if you use it, it won't work. So I just copy this variable. Now I cannot just directly use that variable from env to here, so I have to import one library called OS. I import the OS, then I type os.getEnv and the variable name which you defined in .env, I have defined as OpenAI API key. You can define it as anything. You can define it as your name as well, doesn't matter. Now we are saying that I have provided this API key to this API key variable and it should return an answer. We save the file. Now go to the terminal and we type Python 3 OpenAI basic setup. So we are going to run this file and see if we get a response or not. See, we got the response. In a moonlight meadow where dreams frolic. So we got the response. Now let's change this content to how are you feeling today. Let's run it again. See, it's giving you an answer. Well, this is the basic setup that we need to call the OpenAI API key. Here you can pass anything you want and it will run and give you the answer in the terminal, and later on you can show it to the front end too if you integrate any front end. Now there are many parameters such as model, messages and many more. So but right now this is the most basic one. You don't have to do anything, just copy paste and run it. Well, that's it. You made a first API call using OpenAI library and I hope you liked it. If you have any doubts, then you can ask me in comment section. I will try to resolve them as soon as possible. And also if you like the video, like, share and subscribe, and let me know what kind of videos you would like to see from my side and I will try to fulfill those requests. Thank you very much. See you next time. Till then, bye bye.